Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sahar. I am a 2L at the University of Illinois Urbana, Champaign, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. I will also link my social media down below if you would like to follow me elsewhere. Today's video is going to be just a chatty little get ready with me / Q&A. I just thought this would be fun. I had to do my makeup anyways, and I asked you guys to ask me questions over on my community tab and my Instagram, and I got a few that I really wanted to answer, so I thought I would make a little video doing that. I've already obviously gotten ready. I'm filming this after doing the whole video, but I wanted to film an intro with the final look because otherwise I looked really busted this morning. So yeah, this is the makeup look, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I always have to pull my hair back when I'm doing my makeup because I have like little bangs and flyaways and all of that, and I can't do my makeup without it. I'm gonna try to balance out like the Q&A / just like chat, and also show you guys like what I'm doing for my makeup. And I'm also looking like this way because that's where my mirror is, so just bear with me. I'm gonna pull up the questions that you guys asked me. We'll start with those, and then I'll move on to like questions that I just get generally and just some stuff that I wanted to talk about. So the first question I got was, why did I choose law? And this is honestly a really hard question for me to answer. But before I do, I'm going to prime my face with the Maybelline Master Prime primer and base. This is the one that blurs and minimizes pores. I don't even know if primer does anything, to be completely honest, but I just put it on because that's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, why did I choose law? It's a really good question. One that I honestly don't have a good answer for. It just has like always been what I wanted to do. I feel like I am just the kind of person who would do well in that field. Like I like being creative with like arguments. I like thinking outside of the box. I like reading and writing, and just a lot of the skills that you need to be a lawyer were things that I genuinely enjoyed doing, and so it kind of just worked out that way. I distinctly remember there was one time where my family was eating dinner and my dad was like saying something, and I came up with like a creative argument for what was going on. I honestly don't remember the discussion like at all, but he just looked at me and said, wow, like you should be a lawyer. And I was like, that's actually a really interesting idea. Let me, actually look into this. And I did, and I figured that it actually could be something that I'm really good at and something I enjoyed. And so I decided from that point forward that I was going to be a lawyer. And for the longest time, I wanted to be an interior designer. I love decorating and interior design stuff. Like, I mean, you can see from my room, me and my mom painted this. I have like a whole theme and like everything, and I really enjoyed it. And that's definitely something I'm still like I still enjoy and I'm still passionate about, but definitely like the legal field is where I'm supposed to be. I'm gonna go in with this foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me like Dewy and Smooth foundation. I don't have my contacts in, so I'm really hoping that this is like focused, but yeah, this is the Dewy and Smooth foundation. Honestly, like I use the entire Maybelline Fit Me line. You guys will see in a second, because it's so inexpensive and it's good. Like it's good quality stuff, especially because I think this like everything that they have is like $5 or $6. Like it's insane how inexpensive it is, like how affordable it is, and it's not like you're really getting good quality stuff. Like I don't use a lot of high-end products. I have this Too Faced Born This Way foundation that I use on like very special occasions. Like I literally have so much of it left because I don't use it very often. And I think that's like the only like high-end stuff I use is that foundation, if I'm even using it. So yeah, I feel like you don't need like super expensive stuff to have like a good makeup look. I don't know. I used to be into like buying nicer palettes for like eyeshadows and stuff like that, and I was like really interested. Oh, another high-end thing I have is my highlighter, but that is worth the money. And I literally got it on sale, so I'll show you that. But yeah, like I was into like makeup for a very long time. Like I had genuinely contemplated also being a makeup artist for a long time because I really enjoy doing it. And honestly, like if I had the time, I would do like a little side hustle of doing people's makeup. Like in Champaign, there's like a lot of people who are going to prom. I did one of my friends' makeup for law prom, and it turned out so cute. And I really like doing hair. Like I don't know, I love all that like girly stuff. It's so fun for me. Like I could sit here and like blend my foundation for hours. I don't know why. It's so soothing. It's so relaxing. Like I don't know. It's really good for my mental health. Like honestly, if I'm having a bad mental health day, if I just like start getting dolled up, I immediately like feel better. It's crazy. But yeah. So that's my foundation, and then I'm going to go in with, you guessed it, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I also have the like Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I do really like this, but this is, again, for when I have like something really big going on, because it's a very like full coverage under eye concealer, I feel like, whereas this is a little bit less like fancy. Okay, so the next question is, how and when do you apply for 1L jobs, and when are you notified about what jobs you want, like when you get the job? When are you notified? So that's a really good question, and it truly, truly depends. Like, I know some people who had their 1L jobs before getting their 1L grades. Like, it was insane. But I personally, like, I didn't get any of my like job offers until April. So I was so stressed out during second semester because I was like, okay, I just don't have a job. Like I'm going to be unemployed this summer. It was a very, very stressful time. But the great thing about Illinois is I don't know a single person this summer during their 1L summer who didn't have a job. Like you will find something no matter what your grades are. Like I know people who really struggled and did not do well, and they had internships. But I also know people who were literally like top of our class who struggled to get internships too. So like it's really, but they still found some. So like I really don't think that 1L jobs are something to like stress about. Like they are, like, as long as you can find something legal, like, that is what employers for, like, your actual, like, for the summer that matters, which is after your 2L year, like, that's all they're looking for, is that you have some sort of internship that is legal related, and so that you have something to talk about during your interviews. So yeah, it is a very, very stressful time. Like I'm saying, like I really thought I was going to be unemployed for the longest time because around like February, a lot of people started hearing back and everyone was talking about it, and I was still sitting there like panic applying to 1,000,001 jobs because I was like, I haven't heard anything, and it was really scary. Like it's a hard, like difficult process, and especially when like everyone around you is going through the same thing, it's hard to like not compare yourself. Like it was super difficult for me to be like, okay, like I will hear back and it'll be fine, and I just because like Bob, Sally, and Dan got a job doesn't mean that I'm like not going to find one. So yeah, it's very stressful, so I can't really give you an answer on when you'll hear back. Like you might hear back in December, you might hear back in May. Like I don't know. It's very, like, it varies a lot. But I will say 1L jobs, like, you really need to apply to like 1,000,000. Like there's no other way around it, at least in my experience. Like I applied to probably like 100 jobs and I got 2 offers. Like it's intense. It's very intense. 1L positions are very, very competitive. But they're like, especially if you're trying like to work at a firm, it's very competitive. Like I will be super transparent. I didn't get a firm offer. Like I got rejected from every firm I applied to, and that was still with good grades. So like they're very, very competitive, and like there's no way around that. It is just it is what it is. And yeah, so sorry, that was like a long-winded explanation of, like, I feel like I answered like 4 different questions in that one, but yeah, I can't give you a typical timeline of when you hear back. As far as like when you apply, you can really start applying like most jobs, like at least like firm positions, open up like December 1st. So you can start applying like before you've even taken your first semester finals. I did do that for a couple of jobs, but honestly, like, applying to jobs while taking your very first set of finals ever in law school is just, it's brutal. So I don't recommend doing it. Like, I really don't think that there's a difference between applying on December 1st and applying on like December 15th when your finals are over or something. Like, yeah, it's just, it's very, very stressful, and you just, like, you want to focus on your grades. Like, yes, getting in your applications early is important, but your grades are so much more important than, like, you submitting your application 2 weeks earlier, because it really, like, at the end of the day, your grades are what matters, not when you submitted your application. By the way, I used the Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer in the shade medium for my bronzer. And now I'm using the NARS blush in Orgasm. This is so pretty. Like, I love blush. I used to be a blush hater. I feel like a lot of people were like that. Like, it used to be a trend to, like, not put on blush. But now, everyone's obsessed with it, and as am I. So I'm going to put that on. But yeah, I recommend, like, focusing on your grades, like, and again, at the end of the day, it really does not matter where you work. Like, I am very, very grateful that I got a place where I was genuinely interested in working, and it wasn't just something I had to, like, settle for. But I know a lot of people who did, and that is totally okay. Like, it really, like, I cannot emphasize that enough, that it does not matter. But yeah, but obviously, like, wherever you end up, make the most of it and enjoy it and get as much experience as you can, because it comes up in every single 2L summer job interview that you do, like what you did that summer and, like, all of that. I'm now using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. This is the one high-end product that I use every single day, but I got it on Black Friday like 3 or 4 years ago for like $20, so it really is not expensive at all, and it has these 4 shades. I mostly use these 2 and sometimes this one. I don't, like, I'd never use this one. Like, I don't know what to use this for, but I usually stick in, like, this and this category. Like, I'll, like, blend it, and it's so good. It's literally my favorite highlighter ever. I love it so much. I will be repurchasing it for the rest of my life because it's my absolute favorite. Like, it's just, oh, I don't know if you can even see that, but it's just, like, so good. And then I also put it, like, a little bit on my nose and my cupid's bow. And then I'll do, like, a little above my eyebrows, or below my eyebrows. Yeah, now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. I use the Morphe eyebrow, like, dip thing in the shade Cold Brew. And then, don't know where my brush is. Okay, and then I just use this, like, random eyebrow brush that I got for, like, $2 somewhere. I don't know. Okay, the next question is, what's been the most surprising thing about law school? That's really good. I'm going to have to think about that, because I feel like law school is everything I expected, but at the same time, nothing like what I expected. So there's a lot of components that I was like, wow, I did not expect that. I guess I'll do, like, one social thing and then one, like, academic thing. Socially, I did not expect 1L and just law school in general to be like high school. Like, it's actually ridiculous how much like high school law school feels. I don't know if this is like everyone's experience, but just like from what I've heard it is. So I feel like it's not something specific or like unique to U of I. But it does feel like you're in high school. Like, people have their cliques. We have lockers. Like, sometimes people are immature. Like, it's not, like, although I love everyone I go to school with, like, genuinely, I don't have someone that look at and I'm like, wow, I hate that person. You know, like, I like everyone and I get along with people, and it's truly, like, a great atmosphere. But, like, anyone at Illinois you talk to, and honestly, like, a lot of other law students, like, will tell you it literally feels like high school. And it's, you know, that's, like, just the downfall of law school, and I've loved my experience so far, and you guys know that. You guys see that I genuinely enjoy, like, where I go to school. Like, I am a poster child for Come to U of I. I love the school so much, but not every place is perfect, and that is definitely something I have experienced at U of I. It's not a perfect school by any means, and that is one thing that surprised me, is that I literally feel like I'm in high school. I'm trying to look for my eyebrow gel. I don't use it every single day, but sometimes I like to spice it up. But this is just the Merit Beauty eyebrow gel in the shade brown. I have, like, barely anything left in here, but I will milk it for everything that it's worth. But yeah. And then as far as academics go, this is hard because law school's hard. Like, it is. I guess something surprising about the academics of law school, like, I didn't expect finals. Like, I expected finals to be so much worse than they really are. Like, yes, they are hard and challenging, but people made it out to be, like, the worst time in your life. And just, like, from my personal experience, it really was not the end of the world. Like, I know some people, like, close friends, who really struggled during finals. Like, their mental health was horrible, and, like, it truly was, like, what people make it out to be. And so I know that, like, some people do have that experience. By the way, I'm using the Makeup Revolution palette in Forever Flawless is the name of the palette, and I'm using the shade Light on my eyelids. But yeah, I know some people really, really struggled, and I expected that to be the same for myself. And it's not like, oh, like, I didn't struggle in law school. Like, it was hard. I mean, you guys saw, like, I vlogged it all. It was a very, very challenging experience, like the most challenging academic experience I've ever had. But I really expected to, like, not be doing anything except for studying. Like, I thought I would not have time to do anything else, but, like, I still went to the gym. I still hung out with people. Obviously, like, I was not hanging out with people, like, constantly like I was during the semester. Not that I was that much anyways, but, like, it definitely slows down. But you still have time to do things. Like, I feel like people make out law school to be like you don't have time for anything ever. And I just don't think that that's true. I'm using the shade Harmony on my eyelids, or my crease. I don't know. I feel like if you manage your time well, if you keep up with your outlines and review throughout the semester, finals, honestly, are not bad. Like, they are challenging, no doubt, but you're not going to, like, feel like death every single day. Like, it's doable, and you will survive, and you might even thrive. So that is, I think, like, the most surprising thing about law school was I just expected finals to, like, literally kill me. And again, I don't want this to sound like, oh, like, law school finals are easy or anything like that. Like, it was definitely still the most challenging academic experience of my life. But I was able to do it while maintaining my sanity, and I think that says a lot. Another question that I got was about my 2L job search, because I mentioned in one of my videos that my 2L job search has ended, and I do have a summer position for next year. I am not going to be disclosing where I'm working. I feel like that, like, goes without saying. Like, that's going to be a very private part of my life, and that's just, like, how it's going to be, because I don't feel comfortable sharing that on the internet. But I will say it is a firm position, and it is big law, and that is what I wanted going into law school. I knew I wanted to go big law, and I'm just very happy that I was able to work hard and make it happen for myself. So yeah, that is my, like, I guess, job update. I don't really know what else to tell you guys about my summer job because I obviously can't say much. Also, I'm about to put on eyeliner. I use the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner. This is the black, like, waterproof one, but I cannot do it on camera. So I'm gonna stop this, do my eyeliner, and then come back on camera. Okay, I hope those are even. Again, I don't have my contacts in, so I just kind of, like, winged it. Literally winged it. No, like, I really, really hope that it doesn't look stupid, but whatever. If it does, who cares? Yeah, but my 2L summer job search was brutal. Like, it was a lot, and it just, like, the networking aspect of it tired me out every single day. Like, I was on phone calls, like, with multiple people every single day for weeks on weeks on weeks, and that's just, like, what it takes, at least in my experience, to get interviews and get a job and all of that. And so it was just a lot to do, and yeah, but I'm very grateful I don't have to go through OCI. It's August 1st today. Today's the first day of OCI interviews, and I know some of my friends are doing them today, and I can't imagine going through that right now. So I'm very, very happy. Also, like, I just wiped away, like, the grossness of my eyelash curler, and, like, this is disgusting. But yeah, I can't imagine going through that right now, but I did work my butt off to make sure that I wouldn't have to go through OCI. Like, that was just the last thing that I wanted to do. And I'm very happy that I was able to make it happen, but that's really all I can say about it. I mean, if you have, like, specific questions about the 2L job search, you can DM me on Instagram and I'll tell you one-on-one, but I just, like, don't know what else to say about it. Okay, the last step of my makeup is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and I'm going to answer one more question. So I do get asked, like, how do you maintain, like, a balance with, like, fitness and friends and YouTube and law school and all of that all the time? Like, because you guys know I do a million things when I like to do a million different things. Like, that's just the kind of person I am. So I'm, like, I mean, if you watched my 2L schedule video, you could tell that I like to be active and involved and do a lot of different things at the same time. And it's definitely very, very difficult to balance. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've had multiple mental breakdowns about all of the things I'm involved in. But at the end of the day, it's really about time management and making things a priority. Like, honestly, this summer, my fitness went on hold. Like, it was on pause. I don't think I've worked out in, like, 2 months, which is ridiculous. I don't think I've gone that long without working out in the last, like, 2 years. And so it's been a lot, and it's been very, very difficult. It's been a difficult time, but I knew that my priority this summer was getting a job for next summer and doing well at my internship. And so that is where most of my time went. And my fitness, and honestly, some of YouTube a little bit, had to go on the back burner because I wasn't prioritizing it, and that was intentional. But if you want to do a million different things at the same time, you really have to be intentional about it. You have to prioritize. You have to plan. You have to manage your time well. Like, I love my planner. I love Google Calendar, and I swear by those things, because if I didn't, my head would quite literally explode. Like, I know that I have to write things down and tell myself when I'm going to do things, because if I can't visually see that I have time for things and that I'm able to get everything done, I'm going to lose my mind, and then I'm not going to be able to do any of the things that I really enjoy doing, like YouTube and working out. And obviously, school is always a priority. That gets done no matter what. But all of the other things on top of that, Like, I have to really plan for it, otherwise it's not going to happen. So if you want to do it, you can. It's doable, but you really just have to prioritize and be intentional about it. So yeah, that is all for this video. This is the final makeup look. Very happy about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go film a couple videos. And that is going to be all for this little get ready with me Q&A. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're having a wonderful morning or night wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!